the developments, as I said, that the focus is back in New Delhi. Top leaders as far as Siddaramaiah and DK Shivkumar. And when it comes to Siddaramaiah's resignation, that has now been officially accepted by the Karnataka governor. So the power shift that is now complete, and the governor has also accepted his resignation. So that is the end. This marks the end of the Sidda era in Karnataka and the Sarkara, which is now ready for a new leadership. Well, that is a big development there as far as the focus now that has been shifted back to New Delhi. Now it will be exactly when it comes to power play that has now begun within, especially when it comes to the loyalists, which is something that Siddaramaiah wants to be inducted in the cabinet. If there is going to be any development as far as when it comes to the party president of the Karnataka unit is also concerned, that is also another development which is expected to happen. So let's connect with Neha on this. Neha, good morning. We are looking at the action now shifting back to New Delhi, where we are also getting to know that the governor has now accepted Siddaramaiah's resignation.
Well, Amita, that's right. Of course, we're picking up that the governor, indeed, Thawarchand Gehlot, while he was not in Bengaluru yesterday, has now accepted the resignation of, in fact, Chief Minister Siddaramaiah. It was submitted to his secretary and to other officials in his office yesterday, and now the process, of course, being formally legalized here. We're being told that even as the Chief Minister is in Delhi right now, that he indeed would be meeting with the High Command and discussing what next now, not just for him on the political front, but also for his loyalists and for other senior leaders and ministers as far as the reshuffle is concerned.
Yes, because reports were initially suggesting that, to shift Siddaramaiah from Karnataka to Delhi as far as when it comes to his state to national level politics is concerned. But he seems to be reluctant on that part. Please do stay on with us, Neha, because after his resignation, he told the media that the High Command had offered him a Rajya Sabha seat, but he rejected, he declined, saying that he was never after power and he is happy when it comes to the state politics of Karnataka. Well, he is, after all, a veteran leader of the Congress party.
ಈಗ ಹೈಕಮಾಂಡ್ ಅವರು ನನಗೆ ರಾಜ್ಯಸಭಾಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ರಾಜ್ಯಸಭಾಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ನಾನು ಬಹಳ ವಿನಮ್ರವಾಗಿ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ನಾನು ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರ ರಾಜಕಾರಣದಲ್ಲಿ ನನಗೆ ಆಸಕ್ತಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ರಾಜ್ಯ ರಾಜಕಾರಣದಲ್ಲೇ ಇರ್ತೀನಿ.
So after Karnataka, the focus is now shifted to the national capital as both DK Shivkumar and Siddaramaiah have already arrived here for the final round of talks with the Congress High Command. As the party now prepares for a transition of power in Karnataka, smooth transition of power is something that, Neha, it seems that the Congress party is eyeing for. Because this is something what happened as far as the turn of events as it unfolded yesterday. It was quite an emotional transition that was being seen. Of course, when it comes to Siddaramaiah stepping down. Now, there is 2 years of the current Congress Sarkara government left currently, but this is, what it seems that the party high command wanted, a peaceful transition.
Well, Amita, interestingly, of course, Siddaramaiah stepping away now from the post of Chief Minister. Probably, of course, while it's been done very gracefully here, on the, of course, surface of it, beneath really what cracks, of course, are going to now surface remains to be seen. While one would hope, of course, for the Congress party, at least from their sources, that, they are able to do a balancing act. But we're already seeing many leaders openly voicing their opposition to the fact that a senior Kuruba community leader or an Ahinda leader, like, of course, he's worn on his sleeve earlier, is now being taken away. Remember, while, of course, DK Shivkumar, a very senior Vokaliga leader himself, would now be taking over, the balancing act and that question of the caste equation for the Congress party still stands.
Well, of course, maintaining that kind of equilibrium is something that the Congress party will be eyeing for. But both leaders now once again back in the national capital. And when it comes to the next step forward, that is something that is likely to be discussed. So after Siddaramaiah submitted his resignation, the Congress High Command has swiftly moved to complete the transition. Now what is being said that the final details of the oath-taking ceremony to the new cabinet formula is something that they are trying to work out for, because both camps are now willing as far as when it comes to their presence and their hold as far as in the cabinet is concerned should be when it comes to the maximum representation. So that is what we are now looking at as far as the countdown to DKS's era now to begin with the remainder of the 2-year term of the Karnataka Congress Sarkara, which is now left. So let's exactly tell you when it comes to DKS's swearing-in ceremony, what has now been said that, it is likely to take place on the 3rd of June. So we have Shefali, we have Nyamika, and we have Neha tracking all of the developments right from Bengaluru to New Delhi. Good morning to all of you. Shefali, help us understand both leaders once again in Delhi. Of course, there was some turbulence there in the weather, but turbulence within the Karnataka Congress. Is the High Command now ready to actually, look for a peaceful resolve when it comes to this transition of power?
Right, we know that the meeting was scheduled for yesterday, but because Mr. Siddaramaia's plane had to divert to Jaipur, the meeting was rescheduled for today for around 9 a.m. today in the morning. We are learning that right now Siddaramaia is staying at a hotel, and we are just right outside this hotel where in some time he's going to leave from here for the meeting with Mr. Rahul Gandhi. Whilst if we talk about Mr. D.K. Shivkumar, he's currently staying at his Delhi residence. Now if we talk about the meeting, of course we are learning that Mr. Siddaramaia has his list with some loyalist name who he wants to be inducted in the cabinet in the reshuffle, while it is also expected that Mr. Rahul Gandhi will try and convince Siddaramaiah one more time to take upon the bigger role of Rajya Sabha and leave the state politics. But Siddaramaiah in yesterday's press conference has made it very clear that he was elected for 5 years and 2 years is still remaining, so he would like to work for his state and his constituency.
All right, remains to be seen if he is accepting that offer or still remaining reluctant on that front. But as far as the pictures there on your screens, of course, that seems to be something which the Congress party wants to project, that everything is fine, and especially when it comes to the two camps of Siddaramaiah and D.K. Shivkumar, the hugs, the handshakes, the touching of feet, and of course, when it comes to the last breakfast meeting that was hosted by Chief Minister Siddaramaiah when he was still in power, now that, his resignation has now been officially been accepted by the governor. But when is the expected oath-taking ceremony of D.K. Shivkumar? Let's take you through what the sources are telling the channel. Now, it is being said that it is on the 3rd of June, which is likely to be as far as his swearing-in ceremony is concerned. And this is something that the CLP meeting will be taking over, likely when it comes to this weekend decision. Meanwhile, what is being said that, the DK's representation in the cabinet is also something. What is being said that along with him, 10 new ministers will be sworn in, as Rahul Gandhi now wants when it comes to more younger faces and people who want to take the party forward and stronger, and especially when it comes to the completion and the fulfillment of all the guarantees that the Congress party had done during the election term, to which Siddaramaiah says that majority of the promises have been already fulfilled. Let's in the meantime get you this breaking update. What we are learning as far as inputs are concerned, that there is intense political activity that seems to have begun in Karnataka over the next cabinet expansion and key party appointments as well. So when it comes to former Chief Minister Siddaramaiah has learned to have prepared a list of his supporters and probable names for induction into the cabinet. And amid these developments, what is being said that D.K. Shivkumar too, who is in Delhi, where discussions are said to be taking place with the Congress High Command over the cabinet reshuffle and the KPCC president's post as well. So Nyamika, good morning. It is being said that D.K. Shivkumar, along with him, 10 more ministers will be taking oath. The reshuffle is possible, and sources also indicating that Rahul Gandhi is keen on inducting more younger faces into the ministry or in the cabinet of Karnataka.
When the meeting had taken place in Indira Bhavan, at that point in time also Rahul Gandhi had made it clear that it is very much important that during the cabinet expansion, new faces should be given a chance to serve in the cabinet, as he is basically of the view that the younger generation should be given an opportunity to serve to the people of Karnataka, and that is the only reason why he has also asked a list of those cabinet ministers who are being non-performers during this tenure. And that report is going to be submitted by the Chief Minister as well as my apologies.
my apologies, by Mr. Siddaramaiah as well as Mr. D.K. Shivkumar, not just that who should be inducted, but also about those names who are going to be dropped from the cabinet. So all of these discussions are going to take place, and not just that, but also the key responsibility of the KPCC president is also going to be discussed in this particular meeting. As firstly, there is going to be a one-to-one meeting of Siddaramaiah with Rahul Gandhi that is scheduled to take place at 9 o'clock at 10 Janpath. So all these discussions are likely to be taking place there. In fact, the new role which needs to be given to Mr. Siddaramaiah, that might also be discussed in this particular meeting, because already he has completely refused to take over the offer which was being given by Mr. Rahul Gandhi to being a Rajya Sabha member. But he had stated it very clearly that he was being chosen by the Karnataka people to serve for entire 5 years, and still 2 years are remaining. So he's basically trying to focus more upon the state politics itself. So all of these discussions are likely to take place in this particular meeting, which is going to take place at 9 o'clock in the morning.
All right, so that seems to be the very focus as far as Rahul Gandhi is keen, but Siddaramaiah is not. As far as him shifting when it comes to national politics is concerned, however, he says that he still wants to continue to work for the state. And there on your screens, we are looking at the formal resignation of Siddaramaiah's chief minister, which has now been accepted by the governor. And that is Sri Thawarchand Gehlot, the Honorable Governor of Karnataka at Lok Bhavan, Bengaluru. And that is their Siddaramaiah chief minister. What we are now looking at as far as the first, to access the resignation letter, which has now been accepted. There you can see the date that has also been mentioned, 28th of May 2026. That's just one line that has now been written in this resignation, saying that I hereby tender my resignation as the Chief Minister of Karnataka. Please accept. That's all. So that seems to be the only line as far as tendering his resignation, which has now been formally accepted by the governor. Till the time, of course, he remains as a caretaker till the time the new government of D.K. Shivkumar now comes into focus, which is now being said. Then within a span of a week, we are looking at the swearing-in ceremony of DKS and 10 other ministers that will be, taking part in the oath-taking ceremony. So that is one line of, once again, that we are looking on your screens is the resignation, the formal resignation, which is now being accepted by the governor of Karnataka. Meanwhile, let's get you as far as when it comes to Siddaramaiah is concerned. A veteran leader, a very strong leader, a mass leader who has been the chief minister for 8 long years, one of the longest serving chief ministers of Karnataka. And as far as when it comes to his demands are concerned, because it has not been easy as far as this power transition is also concerned. Back-to-back meetings that have been taking place, it was being said that Congress party was not very keen and rather hesitant, especially when it comes to this time period of making this big change in Karnataka Congress, looking at the Rajya Sabha elections and the MLC elections. However, there are certain demands that Siddaramaiah has kept forth as far as when it comes to tendering his resignation is concerned. So let's take you through exactly what could have been those demands. Number one, as far as his loyalists are concerned, he wants their representation to remain in the cabinet berth and also plum post to be given of them. And as far as his representation of his son is also concerned, Yatindra, to get a place in the cabinet. And another one is his lawyers, Satish Jarkiholi, to be made as the KPCC chief. Currently, this position is being held by D.K. Shivkumar now. So as that happens, there is also a buzz of Mallikarjun Kharge's son, Priyank Kharge, now being made to be the deputy chief minister. He currently is a serving minister in Karnataka Congress. Now, in the meantime, as far as when it comes to this development is concerned, what we are learning that D.K. Shivkumar, who is set to become the Karnataka Chief Minister, the change in the KPCC, Chief's post is also on the cards, and sources have informed that Satish Jarkiholi is being the front runner, has put forward a condition too. Now, he is demanding for a ministerial berth as well as he will be chosen for the post of KPCC President. Now, this seems to be exactly when it comes to the demands and how many Niyamika would be acceptable to the party high command, because this is something, a smooth transition is something what they are now looking forward to. But will that be accepted? Because currently this position is being held by D.K.
Well, yes, as currently Mr. D.K. Shivkumar is the KPCC president, but now there is a clarity which is being made, and it is very much clear that now it is D.K. Shivkumar who is going to be the Chief Minister of Karnataka. Then this particular post of the KPCC chief is going to be vacant. There are deliberations which are currently going on within the Congress party that who should take over this particular position, as Satish Jarkioli is considered to be very close to Mr. Siddaramaiah. He is also backing his name for this particular position, but the sources are also informing us that right now there is a demand which is being put forward by Mr. Satish Jarkioli, as he had stated that if he is going to be chosen for this post of the KPCC president, then he is also demanding that a ministerial berth should also be given to him, because this is a huge responsibility which he needs to take care of, and that is the only reason why he is stating that to take care of the organizational issues, not just about the meetings are only the point of concern, but there are a lot of things which needs to be done by the KPCC president, and for that reason he is stating that it is a huge responsibility which he will have to play, and that is the only reason why he has stated that even in the past as well, whoever has been the KPCC president, he usually gets a ministerial.
When it comes to this dual role, that is something which D.K. Shivkumar has been handling as far as the position of the Deputy Chief Minister and also of the KPCC president. Now we are looking at a change of guard as far as in the Karnataka Congress unit is also concerned. Please to stay on with us. But it seems that certain communities and backers of Siddaramaiah are not very happy with this change. We are looking at protests that has been taking place, and right ahead of the MLC polls, what is now being said that Siddaramaiah's exit is going to hurt the Congress, and this is now coming across as an MLC is now flagged the Kuruba community anger, saying that injustice has been done to the community, and independent MLC is now predicting that Congress loss is now guaranteed, because this is something which they believe, Neha, that as far as Karnataka's situation is concerned, the people sitting in Delhi don't understand. So they are now accusing the Congress High Command of injustice with their community.
Well, Amita, first of all, you must, of course, factor in that, yes, while Lakhan Jarkioli, who's made the statement here, is an independent MLC, he's, of course, as far as the Congress party's relevance, at least, is concerned, the only actual link that he has to the Congress party is that his brother, Satish Jarkioli, is a senior minister and strong hand of the Congress party. Lakhan Jarkioli himself, of course, not really having too much relevance as far as the Congress party is concerned, but making this statement here, of course, that could maybe prove to be quite damaging here, given that he is still an MLC, that, the Congress party, of course, would have to pay a price if Siddaramaiah, an OBC leader and a very strong one at that from the Kuruba community, is removed from the post of Chief Minister. While, of course, there are going to be a lot of criticisms now that come in for the Congress party on this run from various quarters, whether within the party or from outside, the biggest challenge still remains as to how they are going to play this balancing act and keep the party united.
Well, that seems to be, a challenge as far as what the Congress party is now facing as far as when it comes to Siddaramaiah and his representation now is concerned, because it is still being said, according to certain community leaders, not being very happy with this leadership saying that they had, supported Siddaramaiah because he plays a role and a significant role when it comes to upliftment of the backward communities and bringing the Congress to power in Karnataka. So if Siddaramaiah resigns, then the Congress party will face serious setbacks in future elections. This is a warning that is now coming in from certain community leaders. Now, as far as when it comes to D.K. Shivkumar's era, which is about to begin in the next 2 years, however, what are the challenges that lie ahead of him? So, of course, when it comes to managing Siddaramaiah loyalists and the community that he represents, Siddaramaiah is a mass leader and has enjoyed the support of the majority MLAs. Of course, managing an idle Siddaramaiah, well, when it comes to this, challenge as well, because Siddaramaiah says that he is going to remain in active politics for at least when it comes to the entire 5-year term, 3 years which is now being completed, and that seems to be why he seems to have rejected the Delhi offer to shift to national politics. And of course, when it comes to retaining the Ahinda support, the Kurudwa communities which are unhappy with the stepping down of Siddaramaiah, and of course, when it comes to the corruption cases against him, remains one of the other big challenges. And when it comes to the elections that the Congress party would be facing, of course, he's said to be the troubleshooter of the Congress party. But when it comes to the Karnataka Congress representation and the fulfillment of the promises which are still remaining, that seems to be one of the bigger challenges that D.K. Shivkumar will now have to, foresee as far as when it comes to his swearing-in ceremony is concerned for the remainder of the 2 years of his government, of the Karnataka Congress government. So now that seems to be the big development coming from Karnataka. Of course, we'll keep our viewers updated as, again, more movements are expected as the focus now shifts back to the national capital.